Something very unexpected just happened in court today, and South Africans just witnessed one of the most corrupt judgments in our history. Back in 2020, a huge amount of cash was found hidden inside furniture on President Ramaphosa's game farm, Phala. The evidence was right there for everyone to see. When the story first broke, Ramaphosa did everything he could to cover it up. But early this year, the court finally gave Parliament the green light to investigate the matter. Just as everyone was celebrating that Ramaphosa would finally be held accountable, he was working quietly behind the scenes. Today, the judge handed down one of the most controversial rulings South Africa has ever seen. It really feels like there is no hope left for the common man in this country. Welcome to today's podcast, everyone. What we just witnessed today was pure corruption in our judicial system. In South Africa, if you aren't connected, the law catches up with you fast. But if you're rich and powerful, you are suddenly above the law. It is sickening. If you're as fed up with this nonsense as I am, please hit that like button and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop justice for the common man in the comments below and let's stand together against this system. Jabulani, roll the clip.
Thank you, Mr. Sami.
Thank you, my Lord. Ms. Phala, I click on focus on the DFF. May it please the court, my Lord, my surname is Vilankulo and I'm appearing for the 6th and 7th respondent.
Thank you. This matter was argued before us last week over a period of 2 days. And we reserved a judgment until today. This court has carefully considered the weighty arguments advanced by the parties in the limited time available given the urgency of the matter. There are 3 judgments. The first judgment concludes, for reasons set out therein, that the President has not made out a case for an interim interdict. It proposes that the application be dismissed. The second judgment concludes that the President has made out a case for an interim interdict for the reasons set out in that judgment. It proposes that an interdict of a limited duration be granted. The third judgment concurs with the second judgment. The second judgment is the majority judgment. In the result, the following order is made. 1. Pending the determination by this court of the applicant's review under case number 2026/119192, the first and second respondents are interdicted from proceeding with the public impeachment hearings in terms of Rule 129 M of the National Assembly Rules. 2. The cost of the application shall stand over for determination by the court which hears the review. The judgment will be made available on case lines and safely shortly after we adjourn this court. That is our judgment, and we will then adjourn. Court adjourns.
This one. This one. What is this?
We are, I am part of the impeachment committee. We are represented as the IFP. But what we can say about today's outcome is that the IFP notes the decision of the Western Cape High Court to grant the urgent interdict application relating to the ongoing Section 89 impeachment inquiry. As a party firmly committed to constitutional democracy and the rule of law, I, under the IFP, respect the judgment of the court and the independent and the independence, rather, of the judiciary. We believe that while the ruling may temporarily affect the continuation of the Section 89 process, it does not diminish Parliament's constitutional obligation to exercise oversight and ensure accountability in accordance with the Constitution and applicable legal processes. I would also want to say that the IFP will carefully study the judgment and its implications for the work of the Impeachment Committee and will continue to participate constructively in any subsequent parliamentary processes subject to the court's directives. We remain committed to ensuring that all constitutional processes are conducted lawfully, fairly, and with due regard for the integrity of Parliament and the constitutional rights of all parties. And lastly, the IFP will continue to support the principle that accountability and constitutional governance must always prevail within the framework of the law.
Result you anticipated. What now?
We are going to read the judgment, find out exactly what have they stopped. Is it the entire process or the hearings aspect of the process? Like, can we continue nominating or deciding the evidence leaders, terms of reference, having the independent panel come, table the report? What exactly has been stopped? We're going to find out once we read the judgment.
And that's an important part, because my reading into the words that was used by the presiding judge was that the committee is precluded from a public impeachment hearing. So it seems as though the administrative work may still well continue. And of course, there is that deadline that exists today for parties to make their final submissions on that. Does this in any way, this judgment, change your approach to how you'll be going forward in terms of your work in the impeachment committee?
The judgment, once we read it, we are going to have a full understanding. However, today we are going to continue submitting our names, and we are expecting that next Wednesday we are going to decide and agree on the terms of reference. However, what becomes very tricky now, without reading the judgment, of course, is that can we proceed with the questions of having the other aspects of the preparations in terms of getting the independent panel coming to table the report, getting some aspects, or is it a case whereby the president himself cannot come to the witness stand, but the other people that the committee would want to get evidence from can actually come? So we're going to wait, read the report, but consult our lawyers so that we push this question of accountability, because the reason why we are here is that there is misconduct on the side of the president, which has been affirmed or confirmed by independent panel of experts, and it would be failing South Africans as members of parliament if we don't get evidence, we don't get the truth and answers when it comes to having an inquiry.
Yeah.
The party is going to speak to us. Hlekasi, what is your reaction on the judgment?
Well, we're disappointed, but it's not unexpected. The judiciary has consistently protected Mr. Ramaphosa. We all know about his 1 billion rand, which is undisclosed from his donors. Now, that theme continues as we see today. Remember, the argument that he's making is a very silly one, that his reputation will be harmed by appearing before the impeachment committee. Now, if he has nothing to hide, why should his reputation be affected? If he is not guilty for stuffing his finisher with dollars which have not been accounted for, why is he afraid to come before the impeachment committee? This is a delaying tactic, and it's highly disappointing that the judges would accept the argument that his reputation would be negatively affected, and therefore grant him his request for a stay of this matter.